Hi, welcome to the Adobe After Effects Motion Graphics course. In this course, you will learn the basics of motion graphics along with a big set of techniques to improve your motion graphics skills and make your projects more professional. This course will start with you from scratch in a step-by-step manner until you become a professional. This course has workshops so that you can apply what you learn to get the most of it and to get creative with high-quality projects. You will advance and learn new skills from one level to the next and create a bunch of animation effects such as smoke and water effects and a lot more, so that you can be able to create a full motion graphic projects. By the end of this course, you will improve your skills and be a lot better as you will be able to create a lot of professional effects. So all you have to do is to subscribe to
Hello everyone and welcome to this video. In this video I will show you how to change the software's background, as this is just a fake background provided by the software. Just click here and you remove it. Now to add the background to our project, we go here, right click, new, and we select solid. Then we get this window. We name our solid. We leave the settings as they are, and we select the background color. You can select any color you want. You click OK. For example, I select this color, I click OK, then OK again, and here we are. We have a background. Now if you want to add some cool effects to the background, you go here to effects and presets. You search for this effect. Here it is, CC vignette. Here it is, then you add it to the background like this. And from here you can edit the effect settings like this. As you see, you can edit the amount, the angle of view, the center, and the pin highlights. So you can select any setting and adjust it as you want. And of course, if you want to leave the background as it is without any effect, you just delete it and here it is. So this was a simple video about how to set your own background. Thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next video. Hello everyone and welcome to this video. In this video I will show you how to mask a text. So we select the text tool, then we type a random text in here. You can type whatever you want. For example, I will type After Effects. We select the anchor point tool and we put the anchor points at the center, then we click Ctrl plus Alt to center the anchor points properly. We put the text right here. Now right click on the text layer, then you select mask and new mask. Now we go here, we click on this arrow, then we click here and we select position. Of course you can select anything, I chosen position. We click on stopwatch, we put 0 in here, then we put the cursor right here and we pull the text down like this. You can see when I pull the text down here, the text disappears. Now when I click play, the text is masked like this. To reverse the process, you reverse the keyframes, click play, and here we are, the text starts masked, then appear from the bottom like this. So this is how to mask or reveal a text, and we saw the text appear from the bottom, and you can make it appear from any direction. For example, we make it appear from the right, like this. Or from any direction you want. Now when we click play, here we are, the text appears from the right. So this is how to mask or reveal a text, and we saw the text appear from any position. So that's it for this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.
Hello everyone and welcome to this video. In this video I'll show you how to add resources to the software and how to edit your composition. To add resources we go here, then right click and we select import. From here then we select file. Then I locate the files I want to add and click on import. I will select all these files, then I click on import, and here we are, the resources are added right here. To organize your composition, you can add each type of file into its own folder. To do that, we right click and we select new folder. We call it images, then we add another for videos. I can't add another folder because there is no space to right click, so we add videos to the videos folder first, like this. I select them, then I copy them to the video folder. Here we are. Then we add images to their folder, and then we create the audio folder and we add the audio files to it. Here we are. I select these two files and I add them to the audio folder. Perfect. Here we are, we have each type of resources in its own folder to make the composition look neat and organized. And when we select a certain resource, we get a preview of it here, alongside of some of the information about that file, even before we add it to the timeline or the media player. Then I can add it to the timeline or the media player. In case you made a mistake when you created the composition or just changed your mind and wanted to edit the composition, all you have to do is to go here, right click,
then select composition setting to get this window, and you can edit the composition as much as you want. You can change the preset, the width, the height. You can change any setting you want. For example, we want to edit the preset like this, and here we are, the changes are made. So that's it for this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Hello everyone, and welcome to this video. In this video, we will work on another example. As you see, I already added the project file to the Adobe After Effects software. And I already showed you how to add your project from the Illustrator to the After Effects. So to save time, I already added this one. In this video, we will see how to animate this windmill. First, we select the windmill layer. And we click on the windmill to select its layer very quickly. Here it is. We open the layer. We click here on transform. Then we go to the rotation setting and we click on stopwatch. I'll leave the setting as it is. Then I put the cursor all the way to the end. And I put 360 in here. You can see that this dot is at the end of the timeline. I put the keyframe at the end instead of here because, for example, so that the windmill does not stop when it reaches here, we need it to keep rotating. That's why I put it at the end of the timeline. So for example, if I put it here, when the cursor reaches this point, the windmill will stop. But if I put it all the way to the end, it will keep rotating. So that's why I put it here. And when I click play, it will keep rotating until the end and it will start again. It's like it's on a loop. We decrease the space between the two keyframes and we decrease the length of the timeline as well, so that we increase the speed of the windmill. And you keep going until you get the right speed you want. We select the easy keyframes to make sure that the windmill movement is smoother. Go back, we click play, and here we are. As you see, the windmill movement is smoother than before. In case you made a mistake or a wrong move, just click on Ctrl+Z and it will take you a step back to where you were. And you can keep pressing Ctrl+Z to go multiple steps back, all the way to your first move. So that's another example, and that would be all for this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Hello everyone, and welcome to this video. In this video, I will show you how to animate clock hands. So we start by adding our files. We go here, we go to import, file. I have a clock design right here. I already created this design using the Illustrator, so I add it right here. Double click on it to add it to the layers menu, and as you see, here's our design. We select the minute hand. I zoom in. We put the minute's hand anchor points right here at the center so that the hand rotates perfectly without any problems. I select the anchor point tool and I put the anchor point right here. Perfect. Now we select this layer. We click on R from the keyboard to get to the rotation setting. And now we will rotate the minute's hand. So we have a circle which is 360 degrees and the minute hands rotate for 60 minutes. So we will divide 360 by 60. We have 6. So which means we will rotate for 6 degrees. Now I click on rotation, here it is. Click on stopwatch and we have the first setting. We put 6 degrees in here. Then we go to the second. We put 12. Then the third second. You can do that. You can either type 18 or +6. So now when I click play, you can see that the minute hands rotates. I will add another effect to it to make sure that it rotates perfectly, because you see now it does not rotate in a perfect way. So I select all the keyframes to make sure that the minute hand rotates perfectly. Right click here on the keyframes and we select toggle hold keyframe. You can see the keyframes changed their look. Now when I click play, here we are, the minute hand turns or rotates in a real way, like in a real clock. So this is how to rotate or to animate clock hands, whether it's the minute hand or the hour hand. And of course, this is just a small video. I just showed you a glimpse or an example. You can use what you learned here to rotate or to animate the clock hands to a full day or a full hour. So that's it for this video. Thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next video. Hello everyone and welcome to this video. In this video we will talk about the linear wipe effect. So we start by creating a background. Right click here, we go to new solid and we select the background color from here. You can select any color you want. We click OK. Then right click here, we go to new and we select solid and we will create another background. Click OK. Perfect. Now we have two backgrounds and we will start to apply our effect. Now go here to effect, transition, and here it is, the linear wipe effect. You can see that if I change the setting, the background will show right here, the second one. For example, I put 100% here to make sure that this background appears like this. Then I go here to Effects. I click on Stopwatch right here in the Transition Completion. You can see that we got our first keyframe. You can either click from here or from there, the keyframe will appear in the timeline. Now put the cursor right here and we put 0% in here. You can see that the second background appeared. Now when we click play, here we are. We select the two keyframes, right click, keyframe assistant, and we select easy ease. Now when we click play, as you see, it's a smoother movement. Of course, you can add as many backgrounds as you want. Just right click, new, solid, select the color, and add the background, as many backgrounds as you want. Now go here to Effect, Transition, Linear White. And as you see, when I change the percentage in here, you can see that the background appears from the left side, but you can change that from here. This is the angle. You can select any angle you want to make that background appear from. Select any side, any angle you want. Now I'll change the angle and I'll leave that at 100% and go here to Effects, Linear White. I click on Stopwatch and Transition Completion. You see we got our keyframe right here. Then I put 0% here. Sorry, I need to go back. I need to put the cursor here first. Then I put 0%. Now I adjust the keyframes. I put them right here. Now when I click play, you can see that we have our first background, then the second appear, and then the third. Now we select two keyframes, we go to Keyframe Assistant and we select Easy Ease from here. I click play, the first background, the second and the third. So as you see, this is a simple and cool effect that will help you work on your project. You can use it to create some cool effects on your project as much as you like. So that's it for this video, thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next video. Hello everyone and welcome to this video. In this video we will talk about a different animation technique. So we start right here by creating a circle in here. We select the ellipse tool and we draw the circle. We hold the shift button to make sure that the circle is symmetrical. We select the circle and we select the anchor point tool and we make sure to center the anchor point like this. We center it, then we click on Ctrl plus Alt button to make sure that it's centered properly. Now we go here to the shape layer. We select the ellipse 1 layer. Then ellipse path 1. We select the size. We click on stopwatch. Then we put 0% in here to make sure that the circle disappears. Then I put the cursor right here. I adjust the size like this. Now as you see when I click play, the circle appears like this. Now I select the two keyframes, then right click, keyframe assistant, and I select easy ease to make sure that this circle animation is smoother. Now I select the graph editor and I will adjust the graph editor a little bit like this. to make sure that we have a curvy line like this. It will start fast and then slows a little bit. Now I select the ellipse path. I select it, then I click on Ctrl+D to duplicate it. Here we are, we have another path. Then I go here to add and I select merge paths. I select the merge paths. You have here mode and I click on it and I select subtract. Now when I click play, take a look at the circle, how it looks. It didn't work. I need to go back here to the ellipse path and I open the ellipse path as well, the second one, and I need to adjust this keyframe a little bit like this. Now when I click play, here we are. It's a cool effect. I go back, I click play again, and here we are. It looks like a blast or a blast radiation. We duplicate the layer and we put this one right here. Adjust the size. Then I change its color. I go back and here we are, we have two circles with the same effect. Now I will duplicate this one again. I select it, Ctrl+D to duplicate it, then I put it right here. I will change its color, click OK. I duplicate it one more time. I select it, then Ctrl+D to duplicate it. And I put it down here. I change its color. Now when I click play, here we are, it looks like fireworks. And of course you can use this effect to animate your shapes and use that as a great effect on your projects. So that's it for this video. Thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next video. Hello everyone and welcome to this video. In this video I'll show you another ways to animate shapes. So first we go here and we select title action save to get this screen like this. Now I will draw a circle in here. You can draw any shape you want. I center it like this to make sure that it's at the center of the screen. Then we go here to ellipse. Sorry, I zoom out. I select ellipse, here it is. Then I go to transform ellipse 1 and I click on stopwatch for the position setting. I put the cursor right here, 20 frames away. Then I pull the circle up here like this. Now when I click play, here we are. Now I close the transform ellipse, then I go all the way to contents. I select the layers, the first layer, sorry. I go to add, then I select repeater. Then as you see we have 3 copies in here, we will make them 6. Then I open the transform repeater. I go to position, I put 0% in here. Now I go to the rotation. So as you see, the rotation is 360. Now we have 360 divided by 6, since we have 6 circles, and here we are. Here we are, take a look. It's a cool way to animate your shapes. And I go back here, close this setting, this one as well. I go to ellipse, transform ellipse, scale, I click on stopwatch. We put it at 10%. Then we put the cursor right here. And we put 86% in here. Maybe I'll make it a little bit more. 90%, that's better. Here we are, that looks good. Now I click play, and here we are. You can see that the circles start small, then it becomes big when it spreads like that. Now I click on the opacity stopwatch setting, and I put 0% in here. Now here we are. It starts small, then it grows, then it disappears. Right key, I select all the keyframes, right click, I go to keyframe assistant, and I select easy ease. Now when I click play, it looks perfect. So that you can use this effect on your projects. So this is our effect, it looks cool. Right click, new, solid. I change the background color. Here it is, I click OK, OK. Pull the background layer down, and here we are. I go to fit. Click play, and here we are. I will duplicate the effect. And I put it down here. Now when I click play, you can see that it looks like fireworks or something like that. And here we are. So this is how our effect looks. You can duplicate it multiple times to make sure that it looks cool, as I said, like fireworks. So that's it for this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Hello everyone, and welcome to this video. In this video we continue talking about the keyframes. In the former video we saw the keyframes and how to move and edit them, and in this video we will see more about the keyframes, different types of keyframes. So we draw a shape in here first. Right click, new shape layer, as you saw. Then we select the star tool. We draw a star in here. If you want to draw a perfect shape, I recommend to hold the shift button while drawing. If you don't hold the shift button, the shape will be a little tricky to control. Hold the shift button and click and draw like this. But as you see, if I don't hold the shift button, you will see that the shape is a little bit tricky to control, like here. So always hold the shift button while drawing. Like here. Now we center the shape, and we put the anchor points in the center of the shape. So we select the anchor point tool and we center it like this. Now we go to the position setting. We click on stopwatch. Sorry, I need to go back. Here we are. Now I add a keyframe in here. I click on stopwatch in the position setting. I put the cursor right here. If I don't want to move the shape from here, I can move it like this. I select the shape, I hold the Alt button, and I drag it like this. We put it, for example, right here. Now we go back, we click play, and you see the shape is moving. So these keyframes are called the linear keyframes. You can see when I click play, the shape moves perfectly. Select the keyframe. Here they are. I click here, and here we are. So this is the linear keyframes, and this is the keyframe path. Now I select the keyframes, then right click, and I select Easy Ease. Here it is. Or I click F9 from the keyboard. So after we select it and we have the Easy Ease now, take a look at the keyframes and the shape movement looks smoother than before. Here, take a look. Take a look again and you will see the difference. The shape moves smoother now than before. Now we select the keyframes and we click on the graph editor. You can see the keyframe path is different. It was a straight line before, now it's a curvy line. We can adjust the path like this to adjust the shape speed. It'll start slow, then fast and slow again. So as I said, the shape will start slowly and will go back. As I said, it starts slow, then fast and slow again. And this is another frame type called the Easy Ease. Next we have another keyframe type. Right click and we select toggle hold keyframe. You can see the keyframes look different. I go back, I click play. I just adjust space between the keyframes and I click play. Now the shape is still and it moves suddenly to the other position. Here, take a look again. So these are some other keyframes types that you can use in your projects. And that will be all for this video. Thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.
Hello everyone and welcome to this video. In this video I will show you how to add files to the media player and the timeline and how to organize and edit the layers. We have here the files that we added and organized in the former video. Each file holds a certain type of resources, the images, the videos and the audios. To add files to the media player, all you have to do is to select the file and drag it to the media player like this. Here we are. Or you can add it to the layers menu and it will appear in the media player like this. As you see, when we add the image to the media player, it is in a small size, and to adjust the image size you need to hold the Alt button and adjust the size from these dots in the corner like this. You can adjust the size without holding the Alt button, but doing so will make the image slippery and difficult to control. That is why we hold the Alt button, then we adjust the image. When we hold the Alt button, it's very easy and simple like this. But if we don't hold the Alt button and we decided to adjust the size of the image, it won't be simple as you see like this. It is slippery and tricky.
That is why we hold the Alt button, then we adjust the image. It makes things easier and simpler. Now if we want to add another image to the media player, we drag it here to the layers menu, and here it is. But as you see, it is beneath the first image and we can't see it. This is very important. The reason we can't see it is because its layer is beneath the other image layer, and only the top layer that appears, so we need to pull its layer up like this to make it visible. Only the top layer appears. So we select this layer, we drag it up, and here we are, it appears before the other image. And as I said, this is an important thing and you have to be careful and watch for it. If you have 5, 10, 20 layers here, always remember that the image you want to show needs to be the top layer in the list. We hold the Alt button and we adjust its size like this. As you see, this image appears on top of the other one because its layer is on top of the other image layer. And then you can adjust its position and size as you want. You go to the corners, you hold the Alt button and you adjust the size of the image like this. As I said, you don't have to hold the Alt button, but I recommend that you do because it makes things easier. You can adjust the image size from the sides or from the top and bottom as well. Either from the sides or from the top and bottom. And if you want to delete a file, just select it and click delete from the keyboard and it will be gone. Like this. Select it, click delete from the keyboard and it's gone. I will add a video to the media player. I drag it like this. Here we are, this is our video, we click play. Now we go here to show the video buttons. We go to preview and here we are. We can play, stop, fast forward the video and even more. Just click on preview and it will appear. Then you click on align to get the align settings, and from here you can align your file wherever you want, like this. For example, to the right, to the left, to the center, to the bottom, to the top, etc. You can align your video or your file wherever you want. When we add a video file, it shows here in the timeline, and we can adjust the video size like this, as we saw before. So this is how to add files to the media player and to the layers menu, and how to edit your files. That's it for this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Hello everyone, and welcome to the Adobe After Effects course. This course will take you in a journey from just a beginner until you become a professional. In this video we will see how to open a new project in the software, and we will get to know the software's interface. So as soon as you open the software, you get this interface right here. For your information, I am using the 2019 version of the software. In here we have two options. To open a new project, all you have to do is click here on New Project. And if you already have started a project and want to resume your work, you click on Open Project and locate your project, then you open it. Now since we have no former projects, we will open a new one. So we click on new project. By doing so, we get this interface right here, but the project is not yet fully opened. We need to open a composition, and a composition is like a folder where we put all the project's resources, like videos, images, audio files, etc. Now to open a new composition, all you have to do is to click here on new composition. Or you go here to composition and select a new composition, or even by the keyboard shortcut Ctrl+N. After we open a new composition, we get this window, and through this window we set our composition settings. From here we can name our project. I will name it first project, but you can go ahead and name it whatever you want. Sorry, I need to change the language first. Here we are, as I said, first project. In here we have the preset list, and it's a bunch of presets offered by the software to select anyone you like from this list. You can see here that we have the same preset repeated 3 or more times, with the difference being the number at the end of each preset. Like here, we have 25 in here, 24, 29. And this might confuse you if you are still trying to figure your way through the software. The different numbers here refer to the number of frames per second, because every video consists of a huge number of frames, and each second of the video consists of a bunch of frames, and you want to select the maximum number of frames per second. For example, in here we will select 29 frames. And why is that? Well, it's simple. You choose the maximum number of frames so that when you want to apply the slow motion effect or the time-lapse effect on your video, you won't face any problems during that process. In here we have the width and the height of the video. In here we have the pixel aspect ratio, we leave it as it is. And in here we have the number of frames that we talked about earlier. In here we have the resolution. You can select any resolution you want. Full, half, third, quarter, and you have custom. But be careful, the higher the resolution, the powerful your computer needs to be. In here we have the start time code, which means when your video will start. And in here we have the project duration. In here we have the background color. You can select any color you want. For me, I will leave it in black. You click here to change the background. Click OK, and then we click OK to start our project. And here we are, the composition and the project is open and ready for business. And as you see, we have here some new windows, menus, tools from which we can edit our project. In this side we have the composition window. In here we can add the project resources like images, videos, audios, etc. In here we have the layers menu. We will see how that works further in the course. Then we have the timeline here and the side menu here, and last but not least the media player in the middle. You can navigate through different interfaces from here. We have defaults, standards, small screen, libraries, and each one has a slightly different look than the other. Now I will leave it at default, and you can adjust the size of any window or menu in the interface like this. You can adjust it at the way it suits you. If you ever used an Adobe software before, you will see the similarities in both softwares, like the tools bar in here and etc. So this is how to open a new project, and you get to know the software's interface. If you made changes that you don't want anymore, you can go here and select reset to save layout, and it will go back to its default state. So that's it for this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Hello everyone and welcome to this video. In this video we'll talk about transition effects. So we start by creating a circle in here. We center the anchor point like this. We click on the anchor point tool. Then we put the anchor point at the center. Then we click Ctrl plus Alt from the keyboard to make sure that the anchor point is centered properly. Now we paint our circle in any color. You can select any color you want. Then we go here to transform, scale setting. Of course you can go to transform, or you can just select the layer and click on S from the keyboard to get the scale setting. Now we put 0% in here. We click on stopwatch to get the keyframe. Then we put the cursor right here. Then we put, for example, 500% in here to make sure that the circle fits the whole background. Now we select the anchor points, we go to keyframe assistant and we select easy ease. Then we click on the graph editor. We click here and we drag like this to make sure that we have this curvy line like this. Then we make sure it looks like this. As you see, it starts slowly. When it reaches this point, it starts fast, then slow again. So we click play. As you see, slow, fast, then slow. Of course, the second slow does not appear because it already filled in the whole page. Now we duplicate this layer 3 times. You can duplicate it any number you want. Now we select the second layer. We click on S from the keyboard to make sure that the scale setting appears. We do that for all the layers. We select these keyframes, we put them right here. As you see, this one is right beneath the other one. This one like this. Perfect. Now I select this layer, double click here to change the color of the second layer. Then I do the same for the third one. As you see, we have organized the keyframes so that when a certain layer ends, the other one begin. Now we go back, we click play. Here we are, then here we are, and here we are. We can make sure that things are faster by adjusting the space between the keyframes. We put this one on top of the other one, we adjust the space between those, and this one on top of the last one, and we adjust the space as well. We click play, and here we are. You can use this effect as a transition effect. Now we duplicate this layer. Then we change the layer color. We go here, we select white for example. Then we click on S from the keyboard to get the scale setting. We put the keyframes right here. Perfect. Then we will add our logo. Right click, import, file. We locate our logo and we add it. Here it is, I already have it right here. Then I add it right here. Here it is. I adjust its size. As you see, it's really big. I hold the Alt button and I adjust its size like this. Now I open the logo layer. I select these keyframes and I duplicate them. Ctrl plus C, then Ctrl plus V right here at this layer. Here it is. I need to adjust this layer like this, the keyframe is like this. Here we are. And here we are. Now when I click play, perfect. So as you see, this is our transition effect. You can use it and apply it on your project to create some cool and attractive effects. So that's it for this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Hello everyone, and welcome to this video. In this video we will talk about the source text setting. We type anything in here. For example, design. We center the anchor point. And we adjust the size of the text a little bit. Now we click here to get to the source text setting. Here it is. We can animate the text using the source text setting and the character menu as well. Now the text is in green. I click on stopwatch. I put the cursor, as you see I get a keyframe in here, so I put the cursor here. I change the text color. Then I do the same thing, I put the cursor here, I change the color. Then again. And again. I adjust the size of the timeline like this. Now we click play. And here we are, the text changes colors like this. I select all the keyframes, I hold the Alt button to adjust the space between all of them at the same time like this. Adjust the time of the timeline. I click play and here we are. It's a cool way to animate the text. We remove the keyframes. And I will paint the text in white. For example, I type I'm here in here. I will type am in here. I click on stopwatch, I go here, then in here I will type a. I put the cursor, I adjust the size of the timeline first, then I put the cursor here, and I will type designer in here. Sorry, graphic. And then I type designer in here. I go back, I click play. And here we are. I will decrease the space between the keyframes to increase the speed. Adjust the size of the timeline. I click play. And here we are. I'm a graphic designer. So as you see, at each keyframe we have a different text. It's a very cool and professional effect that you can make on your text. For example, I type graphic in here, or maybe Joseph Adam. You can type whatever you want, of course. I adjust the keyframe, I center it. sorry, the anchor point, not the keyframe. I center the anchor point, I put the text here, then I click right here on stopwatch on the source text setting. Then I put the cursor here and I adjust the size of the text a little bit like this. Put the cursor here again. I will change the font this time. Then I put the cursor here. And I make the text like this. This is just an example, of course. Then at the end I will change the text color. Now I go back, I click play. And you see each time when we reach a certain keyframe, a certain change is made. So using the text source, you can make a lot of changes to the text. Go ahead and try different things and you will see how creative you will get. So that's it for this video. Thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next video. Hello everyone and welcome to this video. In this video we will talk about the trim path. We start by placing a circle in here. We hold the shift button while we draw to make sure that the circle is symmetrical. I add a stroke to the circle and I remove the fill. Then I will change the stroke color like this. You can select any color you want. We go here to the trim path. And as you see, we have two important settings, the start and the end setting. As you see, the start setting makes the circle appear out of nowhere and keep going until it's fully connected. And the end setting gives us an already existing circle, but it starts disappearing until it's full gone. So the difference between these two is that one is the opposite of the other. We begin with the start setting. So we click on stopwatch. We put 100% in here. Then we put the cursor here and we will put 0%. We go back, we click play, and here we are. As you see, there is no circle at the beginning, but it starts until there is a full circle. I remove these two keyframes and we take a look at the end setting now. I put the cursor here, I click on stopwatch, then I put the cursor here and I put 0% in here. I go back, I click play, and here we are. As you see, there's a circle, but it starts disappearing gradually. So as you see, we have two settings and each is the opposite of the other. One gives us an already there circle that starts disappearing gradually, and the other gives us nothing at first, but we get a circle that starts showing gradually as well. Now I need to adjust the size of the circle a little bit. Here it is. Then I change the second circle's color. Now when I click play, you can see that both circles disappear together. I can reverse the process. by going here to trim path 1 and I remove the keyframes. Then I select the start setting, I click on stopwatch, I put 100% in here, I put the cursor back here, and I will make it at 0%. Now when I click play, you can see that the circles are opposite of each other. One starts and disappears gradually, and the other is not there but it appears gradually. And of course we can go like this all day. We can create many circles as much as we like. Now I add another one and I adjust its size as well. Adjust the size of the stroke a little bit. Then I change the stroke color. Now when I click play, you can see the two circles run together and one is opposite of them. Now go back here to contents, trim path. I remove these keyframes, I select the start setting, I click on stopwatch, I make 100% in here, I put the cursor in here, and I put 0% like this. Now when I go back, I click play, here we are, it looks cool this way. So as you see, you can use these settings to create cool and attractive designs. Now I will delete all these shades. Now I'll draw a circle in here. Sorry, I need to make sure that it's symmetrical by holding the shift button. I add the trim path. I go here, I click on stopwatch in the start setting. Then I put 100% in here. I put the cursor here and I won't make 0, I will make only 50%. Then I put the cursor here. Then I put 75% in here. I put the cursor here and I put it at 0%. Now when I click play, you can see that the circle moves in this way like this. Just go ahead and get creative, give it a try and create anything you want. As you see, you just have to get creative. You can make a lot of effects and a lot of moves. It depends on your creativity. So that's it for this video. Thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next video. Hello everyone and welcome to this video. In this video we will talk about the software's tools. You can see here we have the tools bar, and if you ever used another Adobe software you might find some of these tools familiar. In this video we will take a look at all the tools in the software. We start with the selection tool. I will add an image to the media player, and as you see the selection tool allows us to move any file or object. Next we have the hand tool, and it allows us to move the whole composition like this. We can put it wherever we want. Next we have the zoom tool. It allows us to zoom in and out. You can select fit from here to select the best size for your composition. Next we have the rotation tool, and it allows us to rotate objects like this. Next we have the unified camera tool, and I will talk about this tool further in the course. Next we have the pan behind or the anchor point tool, and this tool allows us to set the anchor point. For those who does not know what an anchor point is, the anchor point is the center point of any object. Like here, if I want to rotate this object, it will rotate like this, based on the anchor point's position. Take a look. When I rotate it, as you see, the anchor point is the center. And this tool allows us to change the position of the anchor point. So the anchor point is the center of every object, and using this tool allows us to move it wherever we want. For example, if I click here, I change the anchor point to this position. Now when I try to rotate the object, you can see that the object will take the anchor point as its center when it rotates. Next we have the rectangle tool, and this tool allows us to draw rectangles or boxes in here. I will delete this one and I will draw a rectangle in here. We click and drag like this to draw the rectangle or the shape. As I said, a rectangle or box. You click here to adjust the rectangle color. You have solid color, linear gradient or radial gradient. You have some color options in here. In here you have the opacity, then you have the stroke or the frame in here. You click and adjust the color of the stroke, just like we did with the rectangle color. And you will see me working with all these settings during the course. From here you can select the stroke color and the stroke size from here. And as I said before, from here you can change the rectangle's color. We remove this rectangle. I need to delete this shape. Here it is. Next we have the pen tool, and you can find this tool in all of the Adobe softwares. It's a vital tool that you will use a lot in your work. This tool allows you to draw free and geometrical shapes. Unlike the rectangle tool that only allows us to draw geometrical tools, the pen tool can draw any shape you can imagine, like this, or any shape you want. Next we have the text tool, and it's used to type text. Next we have the brush tool. It's a drawing tool. Let me add this image to the media player first. Here we are. You select the color from here and the brush type from here. Then you can start drawing anything you want. Next we have the clone stamp tool, and you can use this tool to clone or repeat certain objects. For example, we want to clone this logo right here. We zoom on it, then we select the clone stamp tool. I put the circle on top of the logo, then I hold the Alt button, then I click with the left mouse button, then I go here. As you see, the same logo or the same object is cloned right here. As you see, the same logo is cloned right here, right next to it. I can clone this object as well using the same way. I hold the Alt button and I start by clicking the left button of the mouse. So these are all the tools in the tools bar, And this is just a look onto these tools, as you will see me working with these tools and understand what are they for better to the course. So that's it for this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Hello everyone, and welcome to this video. In this video, I will show you how to animate your objects freely without any restrictions. We create a new shape layer, then we select the ellipse tool, we hold the shift button, and we draw a circle in here. Now we position the anchor point in the center of the circle. Here it is. I already explained how to make normal animation. You go here and you put the first keyframe here, then move the shape, put the cursor here, and you put the second keyframe there. So this is the normal animation process. But now we will see how to animate or move the shape at any direction you want, not just vertically or horizontally. Now I click on stopwatch. In the position setting, then I move the shape to here, for example. I click play, and here we are. Now put the cursor here, and we put the shape here. Then we click play, and here we are, the shape moves freely. We keep moving the shape like this. And again. Then here, and now I put it right here. I go back, I click play, and you can see that the shape moves freely without any restrictions. The shape moves in the path we set for it, and you can adjust the path like this. Just click on any dot and adjust it like this. For example, we put it right here. You can put the shape wherever you want. Now we click play, and here we are. And the animating speed depends on the space between the keyframes. For example, we decrease the space between these two keyframes, and the shape will move quickly in here, but slowly in here, since the space between these two keyframes is longer than the first one. It starts faster, then slower when it reaches that point. If the dots are far away from each other, that means that the shape moves faster. If they are closer, that means that the shape will move slower. Take a look here. If the dots are far from each other, that means the shape will move quickly. But if the dots are close to each other, that means the shape will move slowly. We click play, and you can see the shape moves quickly in some points and slowly in others. But if I want to make the shape move in the same speed along the whole path, like this, I need to keep the same space between all the keyframes. As I said, we need to adjust the space between the keyframes to make it the same between all of them. You click play, and you can see the shape is moving in the same speed all along the path. But if I decrease the space between these two keyframes, the shape will start faster, then become slower. So this is how to animate your shape freely. I'll explain this in another way. For example, we put the shape right here. I select the position, I click on stopwatch. Sorry, I need to go back. Put the cursor here first, then I put the shape right here, then the cursor here, then the shape down here, the cursor next here, the shape up here, move the cursor, put the shape down here, put the cursor here and the shape up here. One more time, and here we are. Now when I go back, I click play, and you can see the shape moves in a wavy manner. You can adjust the shape path like this to make its curves look better. This way. I just need to adjust it a little bit more. Here we are, we go back, we click play, and here it is. So this is how to move your shape anywhere you want. You can edit the path as you saw, as we did, by editing the dots like this and putting them wherever you want, making your path or your shape look smoother in its moving. And as you see, when you decrease the space between the keyframes, the shape will move faster. You can see fast, slow, slow, fast, and you can keep going. So this is how you can animate your shape freely. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video to work on another thing. Hello everyone, and welcome to this video. In this video we will talk about the rebound effect. And you can use the rebound effect to make your designs feel a lot more real and alive. It's a very cool effect. So we will need two shapes for this design. I will draw a post in here, or a wall, whatever you want to call it. And then I will draw a circle in here, which refers to a ball. Here it is. Now I will change the circle's color. Oh, sorry, it looks like that I did put them in a single layer. So I will leave the post layer on its own. I will create the circle in a different layer like this. I will change its color. Of course, you can use any colors you want. So here we are. Now we will move the circle or the ball toward the wall. So as you see, when two bodies collide, there is a rebound, especially when there is a round object. As you see, we have here this shape. It looks like a post or wall, and we have a ball. And when the ball hits the wall or collide with the wall, there is a rebound or a bounce. And in this video, I'll show you how to create the rebound effect. Now we select the ball layer and we click on P to get the position setting. We click on stopwatch. We put the cursor right here. Then we drag the ball, sorry, need to go back. Before I add the frame, I need to set the anchor point. So I select the anchor point tool and I center the anchor point in the circle. I center it manually, then I click Ctrl plus Alt to center it perfectly. Same thing for the anchor point in the post or the wall shape. Here we are, the two anchor points are set. Now we go to the circle layer, we click on stopwatch in the position setting, we put the cursor right here, then we drag the ball toward the wall. We put it inside of it like this. We'll make it reach all the way there. And here we are when you click play. As you see, the ball hits the wall, but there is no effect or any rebound or anything. Now we will create the effect. To do so, we go to this layer, the post layer. We set the exact moment where they meet, where the ball collides with the wall. I need to zoom in so that I'll move it manually like this. And here we are. This is the exact moment when they collide, when the ball hits the wall. Now we select the post layer. Then we go to the puppet position pin tool. I put a dot in here. Then another one in here. One right here, opposite to the circle, and then another one in here. So we have 4 points right here, or 4 dots. Now we go to the shape layer. We open the effect and we go to the puppet effect. We click on U from the keyboard to get these settings right here. I go to puppet pin 2 and I go here. I drag the ball a little bit down here until it meets with this dot. Then we hold and drag the shape from this dot. And now as you see, when the ball hits the post, there is an effect. As you see, it looks like the ball hitting the post and pushing it toward the right side. So as you see, we have here, this is the collision effect. And now we will we will see how to create the rebound effect. So I pull the circle or the ball back down here, pull it back right here. Then I go back to the puppet pin 2 and I drag the post to its original place like this. Now you can see that when we click play, there is the rebound effect. So we have the collision effect and the rebound effect. So I click play, the ball goes, collides or hits the wall, then it bounces back to its original position. So as you see, there is an effect now and the design looks alive and real. So the ball collides or hits the wall or the post, then it bounces back to its place. So we have the collision effect and the rebound effect. This is a very important lesson and you need to learn how to create these two effects, the collision and the rebound effect, so that you can use them in your projects. And if you are going to create a lot of projects, you will go and you will have to create this effect along the way so that you can make your designs feel alive and real. So go ahead, try it in a different ways to take a good look at it. So that's it for this video. Thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next video. Hello everyone and welcome to this video. In this video I will show you animation using the scale option. To do so I created this streetlight design using the Illustrator, and in this video I will show you how to create this design and how to animate it as well. Now I open a new page in the Illustrator to start creating our design, and make sure to select the same settings you are working on in the After Effects. So these are the settings I'm using. Double click here to open it. I select the rectangle tool and I draw a rectangle in here. Then I click on this dot and drag toward the inside to make the edges of the rectangle rounded. Then I paint the rectangle in black. Now I draw the street light post like this. Now I will draw the light circles, so I select the ellipse tool. I hold the shift button and I draw a circle in here to make sure it's symmetrical. I paint it in red. Put it right here. Then I hold the Alt button and I drag the circle down here to duplicate it. I select it, I hold the Alt button, I drag it down, and here it is duplicated. I paint it in orange. Now I need to adjust the position of the circles, pull them up a little bit. Then I duplicate this one like before, I hold the Alt button, I drag it down, here it is. Pull this one up a little bit like this, same thing for this one. The third one, I pull it up and I will change its color to green. Now they look perfect, just a little bit. Now I change this circle to green. Now we need to set the design to move it to the After Effects. We have all the design in one layer, so we select all the layers like this. I select the top layer, I go here, release layers, and I select all the layers like this. I pull them up, here we are. I save the design. Here we are, we name it and we save it. Then we go to the After Effects and we import the design file. Double click here, here is our design folder. Double click on the design file, I get this window. As you see, I have composition in here, layer size in there, and I click OK. Now our project is added to the software. Double click on it and here we are. Each part is in its own layer. Now we will start animating our design. Now I select the green light layer. To know to what each layer belongs, to all you have to do is to hover over the layer and you will know what each layer belongs to. Now I select the layer, then I click on transform and I go to scale. I click on stopwatch to get this keyframe right here. Then I put the cursor here. Or just here. Then I type 150 in here. You can see the circle is bigger now. I put the cursor here and I put it back to 100 in here. I go back, I put the cursor back here and I type 0. Now when I click play, I will adjust the space between the keyframes to make it faster. I go back, I click play, and here we are. You can leave it like this or make it easy, it's up to you. Now we move to the next circle and we will apply the same settings to it to make it move at the same time. So we put 0 need to go here. I put the cursor back here. I click on stopwatch and I put 0 in here. Then I go here. I put 150 in here. Then I go here and I put 100 in here. We click play. And here we are, they move at the same time. Same thing for the last circle. I go to transform list, put the cursor back here, I click on stop, watch at the scale. I put 150 in here. Then I put the cursor here and I'll put 100. Adjust the size of the media player. I go back. Sorry, I need to type 0 in here. Here we are. Now it's gone. Adjust the media player size like this so that you can take a good look at it. I click play. And here we are, it starts by nothing, then the circles become bigger, and then it returns to its normal state. So this is an example of how to use the scale option to animate your designs. That's it for this video, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video to work on the next example. Hello everyone and welcome to this video. In this video we will talk about the text animation again, but this time we will see text animation in a different way. So we start by putting the cursor here and we select the text tool and we type anything we want in here. For example, I type motion graphic. I select it, then I paint it in white. I remove the stroke, leaving only the fill. I center the text right here. Now we will create a path for the text. Now I select the pen tool and I draw the path for the text like this. So this is the text path. Now how to apply the text to this path to move on it. So we go here. As you see, we got text, masks, and transform. So we select the text setting, then path options, and as you see we have path and there is none in the settings. Now we will add this line to the path. And to do so we click here, and as you see we have mask 1. This is the mask 1, here it is. Mask 1 is the line or the path layer, and as you see the text is added to the path. It looks like a train on a rail. Now as you see we apply the text to the path, and now as you see we have these settings right here. We have the reverse path, and of course it's obvious. When you apply it, the text will be reversed and will start from the bottom on the right side instead of the top on the left side, like here. Then we have the perpendicular to path, and as you see the perpendicular to path will make the letters vertical like this. As you see, the letters will go along with the path. When the path is vertical, the letters will be vertical. When it's horizontal, the letters will be horizontal. Now we have the force alignment, and as you see, the force alignment settings make sure that all the letters are spread throughout the path. Then we have the first margin and the last margin, and it's obvious it leaves a margin at the start or at the end of the path. Now we want to animate or move our text. To do so, we click right here, and as you see, we have left a margin at the start, and we use that to move the text. So we click right here on stopwatch. Now put the cursor here, and we drag the text like this, leaving a big margin on the left. Now when we click play, you can see that the text moves along the path we set for it at first. We adjust the keyframe like this to increase the speed. We increase the speed again a little bit, and here we are. So you can move the text according to the path you set for it at the beginning. And of course you can set any path you want. You can adjust it, you can put it wherever you want. For example, we make it like this. Now I click play, and here we are. You can see that the text didn't move all the way, so I need to make it reach the end like this using the first margin. Now when I click play, it will reach all the way to the end. So this is how you can move your text according to the path you set for it, any path you want. We can have some more settings. We have the more options right here. We have the anchor point grouping. As you see, the anchor point grouping, as you see, we have here 2 words text. So right here on the character, and you can adjust it to select character, word, line, or all. Now as you see, we have character selected, and you can see the text moves like this. But let's take a look at word. As you see, the 2 words are separated, and each word moves on its own. Now when we select line, you can see that the text moves straight like this. But I always recommend to leave it character, but again, it depends on your project. Now we have here the grouping alignments. You can align the letters. You put it at 0%, which is the default. Then we have here fill and stroke. And you're familiar with the fill and stroke. Of course, it's the internal and the external color. The fill, character, plate, and all fills over all stroke, because we don't have a stroke in here. Now we need to activate the stroke first to make it appear. For example, we make it in this color, and as you see, the stroke appears like this. Here we are, the stroke is visible. In here, we select all strokes over all fills, and as you see, the stroke appears very good in here, and you can select per character, palette, or any setting you want. We remove the stroke, and as you see, this is a very effective way to animate or to move the text. At the end, we have here the inter-character blending. You can select any mode you want from here, and this setting is useful when there is a background, but since we don't have any background in here, it won't make any difference. So that's it for this video, and you just saw a different way to animate your text. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Hello everyone and welcome to this video. In this video we will talk about the text. To type a text in the software, you click here and then you start typing. Or right click here, then select new text and start typing like this. For example, I type Joseph Adam. You can type whatever you want. You can adjust the text as you want, but you need to be careful. As you see, the text anchor point is in the left side, right here, and that will cause some problems. For example, if we want to adjust the text size, the text will look a little bit different. Here, take a look. When I try to adjust the size, as you see, it will cause a problem. You can see that it does not work like this. I put the text back right here. So we need to fix that, and to do so we select the anchor point tool and we put the anchor point at the center of the text. But when we do it like this, we can't determine the right center point. This is just approximate. So to get the right center point, you hold Ctrl plus Alt, and here it is centered perfectly. Now since the anchor point is centered, when I try to adjust the text, there are no problems at all, not like before. Now to adjust the text, we go to this menu right here. We click here on character and we get these settings right here. You select the text from here, like this. And from here you can select the text font. The fonts you will find here are the fonts that you have on your computer. So you may not find the same fonts that you see right here on your screen, because you will only find the fonts you have on your computer. Next we have the text size. You can select it from here. You can double click and type whatever size you want. From here you set the space between the lines. From here you set the space between the letters. From here you set the stroke settings. Here I will change the stroke settings as you see. And from here you can set the text color. I change the text color so that you can see the stroke. Here it is, the stroke is activated as you saw. Just double click here to change the color of the text. And double click here to change the stroke color. From here you can adjust the size of the stroke. So we remove the stroke from here. So these are the text settings. You can change the text color or anything else you want. Now we move to talk about the text animation. Text animation is pretty much the same as shape animating. So everything we saw about the shape animation applies to the text. So we go to the position setting here. We go to transform and we select the position setting. For example, we click on stopwatch. We put the cursor. I will leave the text as this, and then we put the cursor here. Then we type a number in here, any number. We go back, we click play, and here we are, the text is moving. We decrease the space between the keyframes to increase the space of the text, the speed of the text. So as I said, everything we saw about the shape animation applies to the text as well. We take a look at the scale setting. Put the text back here to the middle, click on stopwatch, then we put 0% in here, we put the cursor here, and then we put 200 in here, or just 150. Then here I put 100%. I go back, I click play. As you see, the text starts to grow, then it goes back a little bit. Let's take a look at another example, the opacity for example. We select the layer, then we click on, we go back and we select the opacity manually instead of the shortcut. We click on stopwatch, we put 0% in here, we put the cursor here, then 100% in here. We go back, we click play, and here we are. The text starts invisible, then it appears out of nowhere. Let's take a look at the rotation setting as well. We put the cursor here, we click on stopwatch, we put 0%, put the cursor here, we go back and we put 300 in here, 360, sorry, and then here we are. So every animating way we use to animate the shapes applies to the text as well. Let's take a look at a free animating for the text. I select the position, I click on stopwatch. First I need to adjust the size of the text. Then I click on stopwatch from the position setting. I'll put the cursor here, then the text here, then the cursor here, the text. Keep moving it like this. Now when I go back, I click play, and here we are. As you see, our text is moving. So this is how to adjust and animate the text, and as you saw, everything we did to the shape applies to the text as well. And we saw the character menu to how to adjust and edit the text. So that will be all for this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Hello everyone, and welcome to this video. In this video we will work on an example project that will allow us to put everything we learned so far in this course to work. I have a card design that I downloaded from freepik.com, and I added it to the Adobe Illustrator, so we need to save it and add it to the Adobe After Effects. Now mostly when you open a file in the Adobe Illustrator, it will be like this, a single layer with multiple layers inside of it. But this is not the right way to export this design to the After Effects software. So first we go to this layer, then we click here and select Release to Layers. Then we select the bottom layer and we hold Ctrl plus Alt. Then we select the top layer to select all the layers in between. We click here, we hold the Alt and Control button, then we click here, and as you see, we selected all the layers. Then we pull the layers like this to put it outside the first layer. So now we have each layer on its own, and not all the layers inside a single layer like we had earlier. Now we save our design. We leave it as this type. We click Save. We go back to the After Effects software, and we will not open a new composition. Instead, we will double click and select our project file. Here it is. We locate it, we select it. Then we will get this window right here. Make sure to select composition from here, because footage is a single layer, but composition allows us multiple layers at one time. And as you saw, our design is multiple layers. In here, you might find document size by default, so make sure to select layer size and click OK. So we have our composition here, and our project is open in the After Effects software. Here it is. Now I will combine the layers in one pre-compose, because I can't animate each layer on its own. I select any layer, then I click Ctrl+A to select all the layers, then right click and I select pre-compose. I click OK. And here we are, all of our layers are in a single pre-compose. Sorry, I need to delete the background layer first. You may have a background or not. If so, go ahead and delete it like this. Perfect, now it's gone. I go back here. Now I select the anchor point tool. And I put the anchor point in the center of the car. Then I put the car right here. Then I go to the position setting and I click on stopwatch to mark this point as where the car will start. Then I put the cursor here and I make the car disappear like this. I drag it all the way down here until it disappears. Now when I click play, you can see the car moving like this. We can increase the space between the keyframes to make the car move slower. I click play, and here we are. Now I select the keyframes, then right click, and I select keyframe assistant, then easy ease. To make the car move smoother, and I click play, and here we are, take a look. Now we zoom in, and next I will make the car wheels move. As you see, when the car moves, the wheels stay still, so I will show you how to move the wheels. I select the selection tool, then I go here to select the wheels layers. I click on the wheels. Oh, looks like I need to select the wheels manually. Here is the first wheel layer. I go to the rotation setting, put the cursor here, and I click on stopwatch. Then I put the cursor back here, and I put, for example, 360 in here. Now click play, and you can see the wheel is moving. Now I do the same thing to the other wheel. I need to locate its layer. Here it is. I click here to the transform list, then I go back. I just space here to make sure that I can control everything properly. Now I click on stopwatch in the rotation setting. Make a keyframe there, and we put 360 in here as well. Now when I click play, I put the space back. Now when I click play, as you see, both wheels are moving. I go back here, and you can see the car is moving and its wheels are moving as well. Put it back at fit. Go back, I click play, and as I said before, you can see that the car is moving and the wheels are moving as well. So this is an example on how to move or animate an entire object or just part of it using what we learned in the former videos. So that's it for this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video to work on another example. Hello everyone, and welcome to this video. In this video we will see how to animate our design using the opacity setting. I have created this design using the Illustrator, and now I need to add it to the After Effects. You can see that this design consists of one layer, and that layer has more layers inside of it, as each object is in its own layer. Here we are. And each layer contains multiple layers inside of it. So I can't add the design like this because it won't work. So I need to make sure that the design is not a single layer. I will make sure that each object is in its own layer so that we can animate the object separately in the After Effects software. So I open all these layers like this. And now we will separate this layer from the top one. So I select this layer, the top one, like this. Right click here and I go to Release to Layers. I select all these layers by holding Ctrl plus Shift. Then I pull the layers up here. As you see, these layers are still inside the top layers, so I go back here again, Release in Layers, and I select all the layers, Ctrl plus Shift. Then I put the layers up here, and here we are. Each object is in its own layer. So I will save the design to add it to the After Effects. Here we are, we get this window, we click OK. Now we import our design, double click here and we locate our design, we open it, make sure the composition in here and layer size in here, then we click OK. Here we are, here's our design. Double click on it to open it, and as you see, here are the design layers. You can see that each object is in its own layer. We have the sofa, the carpet. Now we go to transform, then opacity. We click on stopwatch. Then we put the cursor here. Sorry, first I need to put 0 in here. Here we are. Then we put the cursor here. And we put 100 in here. Perfect, now we go back. I click play and here we are. It starts with no carpet. Then here we are, it appears out of nowhere. I click space from the keyboard to play the video. You can do that or play the video from here. You go to preview and here we are, here's the play button. As I said, the carpet appears out of nowhere. Now we move to animate the sofa. So I go to transform. We click on stopwatch. We put 0 in here. We move the cursor here. And we put 100. And here we are, the carpet and the sofa appear at the same time. If you want to make them appear at a different time, you need to put the keyframes in here. Change the keyframes. The sofa first keyframe is at the same time as the carpet last one, to make sure that the sofa appears after the carpet is fully visible. Here we are, the carpet starts first, then the sofa follows it. We have the plant pot. So we will do the same thing for it. We click on stopwatch. We put 0 in here. I put the cursor right here. As you see, I need to keep the same space between each keyframe. Same thing we did for the sofa and the carpet. It takes 1 second between each keyframe. Now I put the cursor back here. I click play. The carpet appears first, then the sofa, and then the plant pot. Now we move the paint. Now we move to work on the paintings on the wall. I need to adjust this keyframe first. Adjust the size of the media player. I put 0 in here. Then 1 second after it. Sorry, I need to go back. I click on stopwatch. I put 0. Then 1 second after it. I put the cursor here. And then 100 in here. Same thing for the other two paintings. We have the lamp in here. We will do the same thing for it. So we go to transform, opacity. I click on stopwatch. Put 0% in here. Then 1 second later, put the cursor here. And I put 100% in here. I go back here and we select this second painting. I click on stopwatch, put 0 in here. 1 second later, I put the cursor here and we put 100 back. Perfect. Now move to the third painting. Here it is. I go to transform, opacity, put 0% in here. 1 second later, sorry, I need to go back. I need first to click on stopwatch, then I put 0%. 1 second later, we put the cursor here and we will put 100% back in here. I go back, I click play, and here we are. The carpet appears first, then the sofa, the pot plant, the lamp, and the 3 paintings on the wall. So as you see, we put the first keyframes right here. We have a second between each keyframe. Same thing here. When the first one ends, the second one starts. Then same thing here. When the second one ends, the third one starts. And as you see, when each object appears, the other one follows him. And we have 1 second space between each keyframe. Of course, you can make them all appear at the same time if you want. All you have to do is to make sure that the keyframes are all at the same position and beneath each other. Now we go back, we click play, and here we are: the carpet, the sofa, the plant, the first painting, the lamp, and the rest of the paintings. So this is how to animate this design using the opacity setting. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Hello everyone, and welcome to this video. In this video we will see how to draw shapes and how to link and animate them. So to draw shapes, right click here, then select new and shape layer. You see that this tool is selected, so we click on it and we select the shape that we want to draw in here. I will draw a box in here. So I select the rectangle tool. I click and drag like this until I draw the shape I want. We edit the box color from here. We adjust the stroke size from here. We can make it disappear by putting 0 in here. Or we can adjust its size based on the number we put here. And of course we can edit the stroke color from here. So here is our shape. And if I want to add another shape, I use the same way. Right click here and I select new, then shape layer. As I said, right click, new, shape layer. Then I select the shape I want to draw in here. As you see, for example, I select the ellipse tool. Then I adjust its color and stroke like I did with the first shape. Now I will show you how to link shapes. So I need to draw new shapes in here. I will draw two circles in here like this. So I create a new shape layer. I select the ellipse tool from here. I draw it like this. Then again, right click, new shape layer. And I draw another circle like this. And make sure to hold the shift button while you are drawing a circle. Here are the shapes as you see, each on its own. Each one with its own layer. I select the selection tool. Now we select the two shapes like this, or we select their layers. Then right click, and we select pre-compose. We get this window here. We name the pre-compose. You name it whatever you want. Then leave these settings as they are and click OK. And here we are, we have a pre-compose. Inside it we have two shapes layers. You can see the pre-compose in here, and the two shapes are visible in the preview window. So this is how we link shapes together. Now for example, you go here to move the two shapes together. As you see, the position. So as you see, the two shapes are linked and they move at the same time. Now to add another shape to this pre-compose, all we do is we open the pre-compose, then right click, we select new shape layer, and we draw the shape like this. And I can keep adding shapes as much as I want. Just right click, new shape layer, and add as many shapes as you want. I'll change the colors in here. This one as well. And here we are. So all the shapes are inside the pre-compose, and we can move all of them together like this. We go to transform, position, and we move them at the same time like this. Instead of moving each shape on its own, we can move them all at once. Now you may wonder, how could this be useful? I will show you how. We have these shapes right here. Now we go here, we select the rotation option. We click on the keyframe. We move the cursor here. And we rotate the shapes like this. Perfect. And now we go back and click play, and here we are, the shapes move together. So this is why it's very useful to link shapes together, as it will save us a lot of time and effort. Instead of having to animating or moving each object on its own, we move them all together at once. Now I will show you a different way to link your shapes. It's called the parenting way. Now right click, create a new shape. I will select the star. Here we are, we draw a star in here. and another one. We draw a smaller star this time. We change the second one's color. Since this is called the parenting way, we will think of the small star as the son and the big one as the father. We select the son and we go here. We click and drag like this to link the son with the father. Now we go here to move the bigger star or the father. As you see, both stars will move together. Here they are. They move together and we can even rotate them as they rotate together as well. But if I go here to move the small star or the sun, here it is. It moves on its own without the other star. And that's because the big star or the father is the one that moves the small star or the sun and not the other way around. We can add another shape in here with a different color. Change the color. Here we are. And we go here to link the shapes like we did earlier. And as you see, these small stars are the children and the big one is the father. I made the father shape bigger than the other shapes just so that I can explain better. It does not have to be always bigger. Now we go here to move the whole shape together or rotate them even. Now to unlike the shapes, you go here, right click and select none. In here as well, right click, none. And here we are, each shape is on its own. Now since we did unlike the shapes, when we move this star, it will move alone without the other stars. So that's it for this video. Thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next video. Hello everyone and welcome to this video. In this video I will show you how to create a smoke design and how to animate it. So first we need a background. I have this design right here and we have a chimney which will create the effect of the smoke coming out of the chimney. Now I need to save my design. I already saved it. Now I'm gonna need to create the smoke. So I open a new page with this setting right here, the same settings we used for our After Effects composition. Now I'm going to put a background for the page. You can select any color you want. This is just because the smoke will be white, so we don't need a white background. Or instead of painting the background in white, I will paint the smoke in any other color than the white. This is just an example. At the end I will paint it back in white. Now, as you see, I create a circle, then I duplicate it. I remove the stroke from both circles. Then I duplicate the circle again, put it here. Then I duplicate again to create the shape of a smoke cloud. Here we are, I select all the shapes, I remove the stroke. Now it looks perfect. So this is our cloud. Now I select the whole circles. Then I go to Window, Pathfinder, and I make sure that all these shapes are a single layer. Now I will change the cloud to white. Since the background is in white, it won't appear, so it will be just for a brief moment. Here it is. Then I go here, right click, then I click release to layers. Here we are. I pull the layer out like this. Then I save my design. I click on save, okay. Now I go to the After Effects. I already opened a new new composition with the settings I used before. All along this course, now I locate my design. Here it is. Double click on it to open it. Here it is. It's a design of a small house. Now I will add the smoke design. Here it is. I open it, okay. I pull the file down here so that it appears with the design. Now I will hide the smoke layers. I adjust the size of the design. I hold the Alt button and I adjust its size like this. I make it a little bit smaller. I pull it down here. Now I open the smoke layers. Here it is. I leave only one. Remove the background layer. Then I select it and I click on S from the keyboard to go to the scale setting. First I need to set the smoke position. This will look perfect. It will be right here. I put the anchor points right here on top of the chimney. Now I go to the scale setting, I click on stopwatch. Then I put 0% in here. I go all the way right here. And I put 100% in here. Then here I put 0%. You can see that the smoke starts out of nowhere, it grows, then it disappears again. Now I select the layer, then I click on P from the keyboard to get the position setting. I click on stopwatch, I put the cursor here, and I will change the position of the smoke to move a little bit to here. Then I put the cursor here, and I put the shape of the smoke in here. I put the cursor here, and I make it move right here. Now I adjust the space between the keyframes, like this. I go back, I click play, and here we are. I'll adjust the smoke path. I select the pen tool and I select the add vertex tool, and I start adjusting the shapes path like this. Same thing in here. Perfect. Now I go back, I click play, and here we are. You can see that our smoke shape moves smoothly. Now go back here to the scale setting, and in this keyframe I will slow it. I will make it a little bit smaller. Perfect. Now go here. I click on the smoke layer, then Ctrl+D to duplicate it. Then I pull this layer down here a little bit. Then I duplicate this one again, and I keep going like this. Now take a look at how the effect looks like. As you see, we have multiple smoke shapes going out, not far from each other. I will duplicate it again, create another one, and you can keep going and duplicating it as much as you want until you get the result you want. So here we are. As you see, it looks like the smoke is coming out of the chimney, and when it goes for a while, it disappears in the sky. Here we are. Take a look again. I will increase the size of the screen player, and here we are. So this is how we create a smoke shape and how to animate it and how to use it in our design. So that's it for this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Hello everyone, and welcome to this video. In this video we will talk about the Luma matte, which is similar to a mask effect. So we start by adding a text layer. Right click, new, text, and I type anything. For example, Joseph Adam. You can type whatever you want. I center the anchor points like this, and I center the text as well. Now I will cover the text with a rectangle. Then we go to the track matte. You can see that the track matte is unavailable to the first layer. So if I want to apply it to the shape, I need to make sure that the shape layer is the second one. I will pull it down here so that I can apply it to the shape layer. But we will apply it to the text, so we need the text as the second layer. Now I go to the track matte and I select the alpha matte. You can see that the rectangle disappeared after we selected the alpha matte. Now take a look. When I move the text like this, outside of the rectangle, it disappears. Again, from this side, from the left, and from the right. You can see that the text appears only inside the rectangle we drew earlier and nowhere else. So any place outside of the rectangle, the text won't appear. Now how to use this? It's very simple. We put the text down here. Then we go here. I click here. Then I click on B from the keyboard to get the position setting. I click on stopwatch. I put the cursor here. Then I pull the text up here. And now when we click play, here we are. The text appears out of nowhere from the bottom. Of course, you can apply the same thing to make the text appear from the right side, the left side, or from the top, from any side you want. For example, we put the text there, We go back here, put the position, we position the text back here. Then we go back, we click play, and here we are, the text appears from the right side. We delete these two keyframes. Now we will try the alpha inverted mat. You can see when I select it, the text disappears instantly. Because we have reversed the process, the text will appear everywhere outside the rectangle, but not inside of it. So we can use that to make this effect like in the movie credits. The text goes up, then disappears when it reaches the box or any certain point you want. Put the cursor here, then I pull the text inside of the rectangle. We go back, we click play, and here we are, just like in the movie credits. So this is the alpha mat, makes the text appear inside the rectangle or the shape only, and the inverted alpha makes the text appear outside of the shape only. Now we put everything back to its default position. We show the shape. I put the shape's anchor points in here on the left side. Then I select the shapes layer, then I click on S from the keyboard to get the scale setting. I click on stopwatch. Then I click here to unlink, and I put 0 in here. Now I put the cursor here, then I put 100% in here. Now when I click play, you see the rectangle appears from here to cover the text like this. Now we go here and we select the alpha mat to apply the same effect onto the text. So the effect we did on the shape or the rectangle, we applied it to the text. We click play and the text appears from the left side. Now we select the inverted alpha mat to reverse the process. And here we are, the text starts visible, then it starts to disappear like this. You can use this effect to create cool lower thirds, like the ones used in the news channels. I select alpha mat from here. Perfect. I'll remove these two keyframes and go back right here. I have the text, here it is. I pull it down here to the bottom left corner. I adjust its size. I remove the shape layer. Then I select the rectangle tool and I draw a rectangle like this, covering the whole text. Here we are, I select the shape, then I select the anchor point tool and I place the anchor points right here. Now I select the shape layer and I click on S to get the scale setting. I click on stopwatch, I unlink, then I put 0% here, I go back here, and I put 100% back. I go back, I click play, and here we are. Now I go here to the text layer and I select alpha mat, I click play, and here we are. Now all I have is to add the background. So I select the rectangle tool and I place a rectangle here. I drag it down here to make it behind the text. Then I select it. Sorry, I need to select the selection point tool. As you see, to adjust the position. Then I select the shape layer, then I click on S from the keyboard to get the scale setting. Then I click on stopwatch, I unlink, and I put 0% in here. Sorry. First I need to adjust the anchor point. I put it right here. Then I click on scale, stopwatch, I unlink, I put 0% in here. Then I put the cursor here, and I put it back at 100%. Now when I click play, you can see that the shape follows the text. So the text starts, then the background follows it. I need to click here, I click on S to get the scale setting, and I can adjust the keyframes to adjust the position of the text. And so here we are. As you see, the shape, the rectangle appears first, then the text follows it. So this is how to use the alpha maths to create lower thirds, and that would be all for this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.